Okay, let's get a start on, I guess. What tiles do I need?
So I will start with just making sure that, well, yeah, we'll start with the tiles. We have completed step 30, though, as of last night, correct?
Correct, yes.
Cool. So what you'll be looking for is I believe it's a 4 pop tile with only, I'm sorry, let me get the language right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2x4 tile with only 6 pips on the top of it.
I believe I have this.
And then a single 1x1 tile with a normal pop on top.
Pip.
Pip. Oh.
Yeah, the pips are the things that stick out.
Then what do we call the pips that have the hollow?
We've called them outies, and we've called them like inverted or
a hollow pip will work if they look like they're hollow, they're not solid.
Pip.
You can call them hollow pips, and that's okay.
Okay,
If you something that has hollow pips on both sides, that's we're calling double outies.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
So what you'll want is a 2x4 tile with hollow pips, but only 6 of them, not the full 8.
I have this.
Good. And then the 1x1 tile. If you take the assembly and orient it as is tradition with the original orienting ball socket that we started with ages ago on the east.
It is.
And let's see. I'm looking for a good way to make sure you've got it upright. You should have one single triangle on the topmost level. It's on a curved slope. Do you see
I do.
that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we're oriented correctly. So you're going to move to the far west of the assembly.
Yes.
And your 2x4 is going to cover the 8 hollow pips that you should see there between the 2 ball sockets.
I have done this.
Then your single tile is going to go, it'll be placed on top of that tile you've just placed. It's going to go on the eastmost column, and on the second row.
I have done this.
All right, that is 31 complete.
Awesome.
32 has many more pieces.
All right.
Yay! There will be one dark green 3x2, 2x3 block.
I have this.
2 1x2 light green blocks.
1 second. Do they have any extra things on them?
They do not. At least not from the angle they're drawn.
I have these.
1 1x1 block in light green.
I have this.
And then one of each of these 3 tile types. 1 1x3 double outie tile.
1x3 double outie. I have this.
1 1x3 with just hollow pips. Not double outie, just the one out.
1x3 double
single
outie.
outie. Yeah.
I have this.
And 1 1x1 tile with normal.
I have this.
All right. Interpreting the next part. If you take your dark green 2x3 block, orient it north-south, so portrait style, and upside down, so the pops are showing.
Yes, I've done this.
Okay. You'll take one of the 2x1 blocks and place it on the eastmost and northmost corner, also oriented north-south. So it'll cover the top 2 pops on the eastern and the northeastern corner of the green tile. Green block, dark green block.
I believe I've done this.
Okay, and beneath, immediately south of that, there should be a space to place the light green 1x1 block. So what you should have will be the dark green 2x3 upside down with a row, the second row covered by a 2x1 and then a 1x1.
Column.
Column.
Column. Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Column, yes.
I get those two confused all
That's
the
okay.
time.
I've done this.
Excellent. The second of the 2 light green 2x2 blocks, the one that you have left, should be placed, should be held east-west orientation, and the eastmost pip should go into the empty column in the second pop. There we go. Yes.
I have done this.
So one part of it hangs over
It
and
is.
the other. Great. This creates 3 pops. 2 of them will be that tile you just placed, or that block you just placed, and the third is the bottom, the lower southmost
It
pop
is. Yes.
of that other one. Yeah. That's where you'll put the double outie piece.
1 second. It's hard to make it fit, but it will.
Mm.
It fits.
Lovely. The 1x1 tile is going to go on the eastmost, nope, the westmost, my apologies. The westmost pip of the double outie.
Hard to fit.
Tiles just don't want to go together. They're like they're thin and they're like snappy and
I've done
Yeah.
this.
I've seen that when watching, that they don't seem to want to click in place very easily.
I have done
So.
this.
Lovely. You have created an assembly that we will now attach to our larger assembly.
Mhm.
If you go to the larger assembly, the westmost column, and the second pip down on that westmost column,
Mhm.
that is where you will put the eastmost pip of that 2x3 outie, double outie that you just placed. So the eastmost pip of the 1x3 double outie should attach your new little assembly to the larger big assembly in the westmost column, second row.
I have done this.
I am now looking very carefully at what I have wrought. Not obviously what you have done, but
No.
just double checking things. And I fear something may have gone wrong.
You had me get a 1x3 tile
Yes.
double outie and a 1x3 tile
Single
single outie.
outie. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. The single outie should be the one making the connection I just described between the two assemblies.
So the double outie hasn't been attached to anything yet.
The double outie should be between the blocks and the 1x1 tile.
you might wanna just
I might
kind of
have to
back up
take
on
it
that
back.
step a little.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Just
Okay.
no, just it's nice to review and
You're
kind of
right.
try to go over it
Yeah.
again. It's okay.
So at the base, you have an upside down 2x3 dark green block.
Yes.
Above it, on the next level, in the eastern column, you have a light green 1x2 block, and south of it, a light green 1x1 block.
I do.
And then west of that, centered vertically on the dark green block, you have a this is hard. A light green 1x2 block that is oriented east-west.
That is correct.
So one of its pips sticks out from the dark green block.
That is correct.
Along that 1x2 east-west horizonted?
Mhm.
East-west horizontally oriented block. There should be, you can put, the double outie goes on top of that block so that it connects. Hi, Kaylee. You're going to help. Here, Kaylee, explain the thing you see on the screen. Go on. Tell us. What do we do? Can you tell us? What do we do, Kaylee? Kaylee is not going to be helpful.
Wow,
No.
she didn't understand the keep talking part of the assignment.
I don't think she did. Should I clarify what I said about the double outie piece?
Yes, please.
Okay. We will start, instead of using the western edge, we'll start with the eastern edge.
Okay.
Orient the double outie horizontally, east-west.
Yes.
Attach the easternmost edge of the double outie piece to the second column, second row.
I understand what you're doing here.
Yes?
No overhang.
No overhang. It should cover the southern pip of the 1x2 on the eastern edge, and then it should cover both of the pips on the horizontally oriented 1x2.
I have done this.
Yes. Okay. Then on the westernmost pip of the double outie, that's where the 1x1 tile goes.
I have done this.
And then you have that 1x3 single outie tile still left, right? That's all you've got?
Correct.
It will go adjacent to the 1x1 tile directly east of it so that it covers 2 pips, and then it has 1 pip hanging, or 1 pop hanging off.
I have done this.
Beautiful. That 1 pop should connect to the larger assembly on the westmost side of the larger assembly, the second row down, so that it's centered vertically.
I've done this.
That's 32.
Yay!
Yay!
Pass me my bottle.
Yeah.
Are you still good to read?
I feel very slow at this and would happily pass off to someone else if it is not entertaining.
I can read if
No?
you would like, but you can keep going as well.
Yeah. Don't want to
Yeah, you're
stress
doing
you
a
out,
great
but
job.
if you're not going slow, you're doing very well.
Okay.
That I was following along with the instructions with you, and that orientation that they show in those instructions is confusing to look at.
It's a little challenging, yeah. Just in general, the instructions are.
But I think you could do step 33 pretty well. I think I've got faith in you.
I mean, look at what I'm dealing with here.
What? Excuse me.
What?
Release.
Thank you.
Okay.
You gotta let the demons out.
I know.
They gotta go for their walkies or they get angry.
How tall is this? This is interesting. It's difficult to measure height. This does not look like... Okay. We're looking for 4 pieces here.
Okay.
They are unusually shaped. 2 of them are door stoppers, 2 of them have the slopey thing with the step cut out.
Okay.
I know that you've mentioned some of the slopey things with the step cut out have cuts in them. I'm seeing no cuts in either of these.
Oh dear. Okay.
So
Good to know.
no little, at least I'm hoping, no
They're
cuts.
flat on both edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The door stopper piece looks like it is.
Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to gauge block height.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it would be 1 block high if placed on top of a tile.
Oh, I
But
see what you're saying.
It's a tile short of being 1 block high.
Righto.
There are 2 Audi pips on top of it.
Ah,
Oh, good. That was
How many?
useful.
how many?
You need 2 of those. So 2 door stoppers with Audi pips. And then the other is this dreaded shape we have addressed many times. It has the slope. It has a tile height step up on its base. So the bottom where its pops are, there's only 1 pop that's... The base of it has 1 pop, and if you were to balance it on the table, there would be a tile space.
I do know what you're talking about, yes.
Cool. Okay.
Are they giving you an indication of the taller version or the flatter version?
They're indicating the taller version.
Okay, the taller version we have been calling quarter rounds, if that helps you
Oh.
have a terminology.
Yeah. That
The
should help.
flatter version we will call them eighth rounds because they're a little shallower in how they're rounded. But
Lovely. So you'll need 2 of those quarter rounds. They appear to be a 1 by 2 in dimension.
I have these.
Lovely. Great. So we found the pieces. You will take the large assembly,
Yes.
and we'll work just with the Audi pips right now. So the
I
hollow
see.
pips,
Mm-hmm.
the door stoppers.
All right.
When you're looking at the assembly top down, and you have the traditional alignment that we've been using,
I do.
there are some curved pieces you can see already. One of them is that one with the arrow that goes, it's a black arrow that points west.
Yes.
If you go south of that black arrow and over 1 column, you should
Row.
be down a
think you
level
mean
or
row.
2. No, the vertical things.
Yeah, I'm still with you.
Are those columns? Yeah.
Yeah,
those
vertical things are
columns.
columns, yeah.
Got it. So you're at effectively the bottom row of the assembly when viewed from the top.
I am.
Okay. The pips should be oriented north-south and placed in that first column that's visible after the quarter round that sits next to it. There's a quarter round already in place on the assembly directly south of the black arrow east-west.
I have done this.
8th round. Okay. Likewise, the other door stopper will go in a mirror orientation on the north side of the assembly.
I've done this.
All right. Immediately next to those hollow pip door stoppers, you'll take the quarter rounds and place them 1 column to the west
I have done that.
on the north and south side.
I will do the other one now. I have done the other one.
33.
Hooray!
All right.
See a nice step in between that harder step.
Sure. Easier. Yeah,
Normal
we'll go with
piece and
easier.
you're like, yeah.
That was easier. This will be fun. These tiles, not tiles, these next
Bricks.
bricks of, we're gonna go with that 8th round. They're an 8th round in their appearance. I can't tell though if that's because they're a 1 by 3 dimension. So I'm not sure what our height is. They don't give any indication. But luckily, all 3 of them have blue paint on them, which should make them easy to find. They
I
have
have
light
them.
blue. You got them?
I do have them.
Yay! Okay. So. I feel like I know this music. Is this Final Fantasy
Wii
music?
Sports.
Esports. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. We will start with the one that has the most blue.
Okay.
I low-key hate the way they laid these out. It's all right, though. The way they show them on the page, when they tell you which to collect,
Mm-hmm.
they're oriented the wrong direction for placing on the assembly. And
Okay.
now I'm mad about it, but that doesn't matter. You will take the one with the most blue,
Yes.
and it is going to go in the center. Actually, back up. Looking at the assembly, you have the dark green brick kind of centrally located from a top-down view.
Yes.
The quarter round with the most blue on it
Yes.
will cover the 2 pips that are centered vertically on that brick.
Okay.
So basically, it'll cover those 2 pips, and then the stepped down part of it will cover a pip on a lower level, directly in line with that black arrow that we've been using. Does that sound correct?
Yes, it does.
Good. I love the confusion in your tone. This is exciting.
Give me a slightly more precise orientation, or describe
Oh.
the pips I'm covering a little bit better.
Yes, this I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So the lower part of the step
Mm-hmm.
should be closest to the black arrow, while the higher part of the step should cover the 2 pips that are vertically centered
I have done this.
on the green block. Beautiful. Now, above and below, directly above and below, directly
I've
north
done
and
this.
south. Sorry.
I have done this already.
Good. Good.
I knew
Are
from
you-
seeing it.
Are you sure that you put them in the right position, though? No.
Well,
Have you created a solid geometrical shape of light blue?
I have, yes.
We're great. That's
Great.
34.
Yay.
You're flying.
Jeez. 35. We have 3 blocks to find.
Okay.
One is a light green 2x3 block, and 2 are dark green 2x2 tiles.
I have all 3.
Speedy. Right now. Okay, I get this, I think. We'll take the first of the dark green tiles. When you look top down at the assembly, on the western side, you have that long, thin, vertically centered line of pops and hollow pops that's sort of running towards the blue thing you just created.
Yes, I see this.
Immediately south of that, you should have 2. Yes, hello, Kaylee. 2
Hello, Kaylee.
horizontally oriented hollow pips.
I do.
Place the northern edge of a dark green 2x2 tile so that those pops cover the pops I've just described.
I've done this.
Okay. And then likewise to the north of that line, that horizontally central line we've described.
Mhm.
I've just lost my headphones. Thank you, Kat.
I can't even tell her I've done it already.
I am back.
I've done this.
All right, so you have both green tiles placed, one north and one south of this horizontally oriented line we've
I do.
been working with. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Our light green 2x3 will cover will be vertically centered on those 2 dark green tiles you've placed
Yes.
so that the light green's northmost pips will cover the northern dark green's southmost pips.
I have done this.
Cool. And then, of course, the light green southmost pips cover the south dark green's northmost pips, yes?
They do, yes.
Great, 35.
Yay!
Wow.
Yay.
For
Still
36.
good?
Yeah. I
All right.
have. Yeah. For 36, we need a 1x1 light green block and an interesting thing that looks kind of like a Lego hand. If you
Okay.
need more description, I am happy to try and provide.
You will probably need to. Give me 1 second. 1x1 light green block. I found the light green block. Describe the hand.
Okay. On the assembly, you've got those sockets on the north and south edges of where we were just working.
Yes.
It looks a lot like that, but it's smaller.
Oh.
Like the clasping part is smaller. It is the dimension of a 1x1 block, such that you could place 1x1 blocks all around it and they'd all fit in it. It has a little peg-shaped bottom, not a normal brick or tile bottom.
Oh. I have this.
Excellent. So, going back to the assembly, looking at it top down in the traditional orientation,
Mm-hmm.
we're using that same horizontal line we've been working along.
Mm-hmm.
Where you last placed that 2x3, we're going to go immediately to the west of it.
Okay.
There's a hollow pip.
Yes.
The 1x1 block goes immediately on that hollow pip.
I have done this.
And directly next to it, the grasping, clasping hand-ish thing goes into the next pip west of that first place we were just working.
Orient the
The hollow parts of the grasping, clasping hand should be oriented east-west, and the north-south orientation is for the... Wait, that was not helpful. Try again, Carrie. If it was
Is the north, south open or closed?
closed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have done this. Really sticks in there too.
Yes.
Good stuff.
That's 36.
All right. We've been rolling for about a half hour, 20 minutes.
Only?
I think so.
Let's go a couple more steps.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good, good, good. This one's got more pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We'll need 3 1x1 tiles in light green. All of these next 2 steps will be light green. I guess I can clarify. So 3 1x1 tiles,
I have these.
1 1x3 tile,
I have this.
and 3 quarter rounds in the traditional taller, not traditional, in the taller variety.
I have these.
Awesome. Now, I'm going to interpret what I'm seeing and not get distracted by the music. Sorry, this is taking me a little bit of time to understand.
That's okay.
Yeah, take all the time you need.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. With the quarter rounds and the 1x1 tiles,
Yes.
I would like you to attach a 1x1 to the underside, the stair-stepped cutout of 2 of those quarter rounds.
Oh.
So 1 quarter round will remain unadulterated, and the other 2 quarter rounds will become no longer stair-stepped, basically.
I understand. I've done this.
They're stable. All right. If you take the 1x3 tile and orient it east-west,
Okay.
you'll take one of the two quarter rounds that you've just added to,
Yes.
and orient it so that the slope runs south. So that
I've
if
done
you
this.
it's going to be placed on the 3x1 tile on its eastmost pip. So the tall part of that sloped quarter round will be north of the 3x1 tile.
I have done this.
Awesome. Take the unadulterated quarter round
Yes.
and place it immediately next to what you've just put down on the center pip of the 1x3.
I have done this.
Take the remaining 1x1 tile and place it immediately west of that.
I have done this.
Beautiful. Take your last remaining quarter round that does have a fill-in for its step
I have
and
messed
place
it up.
it.
I've messed this up. Hang on a second.
Oh, apologies.
I was thinking of the wrong thing and grabbed the wrong tile.
Ah.
Tell me to start building it again.
Start building it again?
Yes, as from the 1x3.
Oh,
What
okay.
goes in the 1x3?
So, on the 1x3, you'll take one of the 2 quarter rounds that has the additional 1x3 filling its step
Yes.
and place it on the eastmost pip so that the higher side of the slope is on the north and the lower side of the slope is on the south,
Right.
actually in contact with the pip.
I've done this.
Okay. Immediately next to it, immediately to the west,
Yes.
is the quarter round that has no extra tile attached. It's going to be aligned so that it continues the slope smoothly. Its
Okay.
tall end will be on the north and its short end will be on the south, covering the pip of the 1x3.
I've done that.
Great. And then immediately to the west of that, there will be one remaining pip on the 2x3.
Yes.
That's where the last unattached 1x1 tile goes. We've attached we have 2 1x1 tiles that have been attached to quarter rounds already.
Yes.
But you should have one remaining free.
Okay.
And that
And
goes
the 1x1 tile goes where?
on the westernmost pip of the 1x3 tile.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, hi, bug. I know. You can't get into the bedroom to go to sleep.
Attached.
Beautiful. So left unattached to the smaller assembly should be a single quarter round with a 1x1 tile filling its stair step. Yes?
Correct. Yes.
Great. Put its lower sloped end
Mm-hmm.
on top of that tile you just placed,
I have done this.
so that its northern end is tall and its southern end is short.
I have done this.
Yes. Oh, heck. Okay.
Oh.
Now, we're going back to the larger assembly.
Okay.
On the larger assembly, we have our horizontal orientation line when we look down at it from the top, oriented as is tradition.
Yes.
So we've got that line, there's those 3, like a single tile pip, and then 2 hollow pips. And then you've got the 2x3 green brick a level above, yes?
Yes.
All right. Immediately south of that 2x3 light green brick,
Yep.
you should see 2 dark green, I believe they're hollow pips.
They are solid pips.
They're solid pips. Okay, they're covered in red in the particular part of the
It's-
instructions. So
I understand.
the westmost edge of the assembly you've just created
Yes.
will align with those 2 pips so that the tallest of the sloped segments, its northern pops will cover the first of those 2 pips. The westmost of those 2 pips, apologies.
Am I attaching 3 pips?
You will be attaching 3 pips, but they're not all, you'll actually be covering 4 pips in total, but they're not all on the same level. So
I understand.
yeah, it'll be
That's-
like the 2 dark greens, and then east of the dark green, there's a light green, but it's a little lower. And then south of that, there's an even lower still dark green.
I have done this. I have cheated a little by asking you the question, but I have done this.
Apologies.
It's my fault.
It's a pretty cool intersection area,
Mhm.
but it definitely looks hard to describe.
Yeah, challenging, definitely. But that's 37.
Excellent.
All
All
right.
right.
Is 38 the
Same, but on the other side.
yes.
It sure is.
Okay. Let's just do that one
Wait,
in a hurry.
actually, let me double check that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Just really carefully looking at everything. It is, and I can describe it if you would like.
Yes, please.
Okay.
But you can cut some stuff out if you feel that I have a fair understanding of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
So go ahead and describe it, please.
I'm going to do my best to make it shorter.
Mhm.
Take your 1x3 tile,
Mm-hmm.
oriented horizontally.
Yes.
We're again going to put the thicker end of our slopes to the north, and the thinner end of our slopes will be in contact, will be covering the pips of the 1x3.
Okay.
We again place 2 1x1 tiles in the stair steps of the quarter rounds.
I have done this.
All right, so the first of those stair step filled quarter rounds will go on the westmost pip
Okay.
of the 1x3.
I've done this.
The quarter round that still has an empty stair step will go on the center pip of the 1x3.
I've done this.
The free 1x1 tile will go on the eastmost pip of the 1x3.
I will hopefully do this in a second. Come on, you. Get in there. Tolerances are so tight.
You sure are demanding tonight, aren't you?
We'll be
good.
just
Oh,
fiddling
good.
with that. Just a reminder of the Roxley Games lot number 1. You can, if you donate $8.69 in the next
Nice.
19 minutes and 40 seconds, you can get that. You can get an entry into that. Remember to have your donor accounts all prepped up and donory with your PayPal emails attached.
This is good. This is fine.
Oh my goodness, that
This
cat
is-
is climbing a mountain.
Where cats go. Yes,
Where
good
cats
kid.
go. I have done
Okay.
what you've asked.
All right. You should still have 1 remaining quarter round that has its stair step filled.
Yes.
It can be placed atop the last tile you put on to the 1x3.
I've done this.
All right. So you should have a shape that is basically the same as what you'd built in 37,
Yes,
but oriented the other direction.
it is.
It will go in the same placement on the other side of the larger assembly.
It has.
Great.
Oh
We're
man, look
in
at that!
business then. That's
That
38.
beautiful potato.
A beautiful green potato.
What
All
a
right.
lovely cylinder y'all have made.
Yikes.
Is this
I
a
can-
good place to stop, or do you wanna?
Do you want to go one more after this, Carrie? Do you want to?
39 looks really easy.
All right.
Okay,
We
let's
could
just do it.
either leave it for the next time or do it now.
No, let's just do it now.
Okay. We are looking for what I am going to term a half round, though that's probably not a great nomenclature since it's actually a quarter round, but whatever. It is a shape like it has a curved shape like a quarter of a circle
Uh huh.
on one side, and then it has 2 stair-step cutouts. Each cutout is an entire block in height
I
and
have
width.
found this.
How do I bust up? Ah,
Oh,
oh,
You
there,
might wanna-
goodbye.
I think you're too late.
yeah,
There's nobody there. It's fine.
it's good.
Oh,
I've found the piece.
lovely. Now take the larger assembly oriented as tradition
Mm-hmm.
with the original ball socket guide on the on the east, and
Yes.
that long tail that we've been working on horizontally oriented on the west. I would like you to take it and flip it upside down by rolling it north.
I have done this.
So you're now looking at a large blue shield shape, kind of a diamond shield.
Yes,
And on the eastern edge, you've got some black triangles.
I do.
Beautiful. On the western edge, you should have a single 1x1 square that is 3 blocks and a tile lower than where that blue shield is.
It sure is.
All right, that's the starting point for where this rounded shape is going to go. It'll
Okay.
go there and then cover the center, vertically oriented, the center of a dark green column, the center pip there,
Yes,
and then it'll also cover the center pip of a light green column.
I have done this. And we will call it there, I think, for this session. We might do one later, depending on how much time we have
Yeah.
overall.
So that means next time we'll start at step 40.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That felt great. Good job, Carrie.
That was
Good
great.
reading.
Those One Piece steps are awesome, aren't they? Just like, okay,
Yeah.
just find this one thing, put this one thing in this one spot.
Especially when it's super unusual like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, Yeah.
There is only one of those in my bucket currently. So
That's the hard part as
Wow.
the reader. You have no idea how many pieces that person has to sort through.
yeah.
And so
Yeah.
when the other window pops up that's like, don't use this one, but use this one, you're just like, oh no.
Yeah.
That did not help. Being prompted that, like, oh, yes, I know there's a shorter and a taller one,
Nope.
very much was useful. But did not help having a cat climb all over me either.
Bit distracting, yeah.
Yeah, I thought you did incredibly well with a cat on top of your shoulders and then maybe your head at one point. I got a little distracted.
She manages to get on my shoulder, and then I have to like duck my head out of the way or be stepped upon. So,
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There we go.
Yeah, when I was a kid, the cat we had growing up, if I wore a hat, she would be like, "Oh, platform," and try to get on your head.
Have a step to stand
And I was
on.
like, "Oh no, please don't go up there. My head is not flat enough for you, and it's not big enough for
Not
you.
Right.
load
And
bearing.
there's only pain."
Unless you're gonna like lay down like a raccoon skin cap or something like that and get your
Mhm.
tail like wrapped around my neck, you don't
Mhm.
belong up there.
Shoulder it, bare minimum.